What's up, guys? This is Red Eye Stardust Dragon, and today I have for you the first in a while, I think, since the Dinosaur structure deck, budget deck profile on the Lair of Darkness structure deck. I picked this deck up because I thought it was quite good, and there are some staples that I really want, especially Foolish Burial Goods for Brandish Maiden coming out later this year, and I'm really into that deck, even though it's meta and all, and I hope they don't pull an Invoked on us whenever they're releasing the set. But without further ado, I bring you my version of the budget deck profile of the Lair of Darkness with explanations of why I didn't use some cards and why this is the final build I decided to come. But anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more in the future. And also hit the notification bell down there, because I know there's some problem with YouTube right now, so it's probably best if you do that whenever you click on the subscribe button. But without further ado, first of all, we have our free of Boss Monster, Darkest Diabolus, Lord of the Lair. I don't think this is quick effect. I was just double checking that. This is Boss Monster, it can't be tributed, so if you're playing the mirror match, you're safe from their Lair of Darkness. And basically the summoning condition for this thing is like easy, considering Lair of Darkness and the bonus effects on all the main deck monsters that you have to play. And he's a big beat stick. He even beats over Masterpiece, and you might end up tributing Masterpiece, because although it's unaffected, it can still be tributed through the effects of the virus cards. But basically, you want to play 3 of this because most of your virus cards need his stats to go off, so it's pretty vital. Next, we play 3 Lilith, Lady of Latement, because when you can tribute a monster to reveal 3 normal shots from the deck, which is your win condition, and your opponent chooses one to give to you. And good enough, this is like Pantheism of the Monarchs, the Banished Grave effect, where you can just like choose 3 of like your full force virus or something, but we're not actually playing 3 of everything to give to you, where it's a mandatory it's basically a search. Also, this search is like any normal trap card in the game, so if you're running an upgraded version of this deck, you can use a lot more targets, basically. Next, we have the other exclusive card from this set, Orm the Wicked Warden, because he searches your Lair of Darkness because you don't get terraforming with the deck, so it'll make the spell lineup a bit harder to decide. But apart from that, you can also tribute Dark Monster, especially when Lair of Darkness is active, to tribute one of your opponent's monster to draw a card. And oh wait, no, it's not draw a card. Other from this effect, you can add one. I thought it was the draw card. Yeah, it is tribute. You can tribute one Dark Monster, draw 1 card, or if you tributed Dark Monster other than this card. So you can tribute itself or something to draw a card. I think you're mostly going to use the draw a card effect most of the time, because if you have at least 1 Diabolus in your grave or hand, you're pretty much fine, and you can just let the others come to you naturally. But I think you're mostly going to be using his effect to tribute to draw. The other, I come with a 15 monster lineup, so the other 3 monster playing is Fiendish Riding Warrior, because he gives your fiend monsters protection, and Styrene Street Patrol, because you can banish him from the graveyard in order to summon a fiend type monster from your hand with 2,000 or less attack from your hand, and you're mostly going to come this off with Reoccurring Nightmare whenever you use the Lilith and I forget other guys' names tribute effects. Also, Rhino has that really nice bonus effect where if he's destroyed, or is it sent? Yeah, if he's destroyed, you can send another fiend type monster to the graveyard, so you can just send him straight to the graveyard. Also, if he destroys something by battle, you can also inflict some burn damage, which is pretty helpful, because you're mostly getting rid of the stronger monsters, so there's sometimes you get like your opponent only has the weak monsters left, so this guy can basically beat over everything. But that's my monster lineup. I would say it's mandatory to run all the holographic cards in this, but this is my choice on running the Styrene and the Fiendish Riding Warrior. For the field spells, I don't know what I'm saying. We have 3 Lair of Darkness, because this is your win condition of the deck. It's tribute your opponent's effects are so nasty. This is actually really good against Pendulum too, because they are all inherently dark. Plus, I think you could possibly use this in Pendulums just to like because if you go, it makes all your monsters dark, so this gives you incentives of playing the non-dark pendulums in FDK, but it's kind of a brick sometimes because it doesn't do anything other than that. So it's not quite impressive in other decks, but in this deck, it's like your win con. You could also slash this in some other decks that just require tributes in general. I think Infernoids are the one getting the most hype right now surrounding its effect, and I'm considering stuff like a Morphage, which requires you to tribute monster to keep your scales, so you can tribute your opponent's monsters instead, and even Shinobird, because Himano Iwado is strong and you're playing it in the deck it's meant for, but that's up to you. But for now, we're meant to be talking about Lair of Darkness, but I have decided not to. But anyways, you play 3 Lair of Darkness because this is a draw card, and you don't really mind banishing your darks, and you kind of want to see your virus cards as soon as possible because they're your win condition, along with the Lair of Darkness. 2 Reoccurring Nightmare because your small guys, Lilith and Araman, both have 0 defense, so they are viable targets to pick back up with Reoccurring Nightmare. 2 Fires of Doomsdays. The reason why I decided to play this is kind of like a scapegoat. So your opponent has to attack for at least 2 more tokens before making any direct attacks, because this deck kind of does suffer if it can't get the virus cards. I think inherently it's better than the Counter Fairies because you're not relying on going first as much, because Lair of Darkness is such a powerful card. But you always want to have at least some sort of protection. Now this is probably the worst choice, but I've decided to play Free Hand Destruction. This helps with your Street Patrol and Recurring Nightmare targets. And basically it's to kind of filter for your deck to at least have a tribute monster and your virus card. For the traps, for the virus cards, 1 Crush Guard Virus. This is probably the weakest one in here, but I guess it's more so in here because it's at 1, and it's probably like a really fun card to play, even if you're not planning to play competitively. This is kind of a semi-competitive build, because I think this is like one of the first profiles that are going to be up. Probably not because of Team Sam, you know, but like 1 virus. 2 Deck Devastation because this is 2 Deck Devastation because it's a powerful card, comboed with like Full Force Virus. These are probably the strongest virus cards, but they both require Diabolos, which is why you need to play 3 Diabolos. This destroys 15 or less defense, probably the strongest targeting monsters, because a lot of monsters don't actually have that high of a defense, and Deck Devastation was like a lot more powerful during Zuru format because it's 1500 less defense. And the final virus card we play is Eradicator because this is by far the most powerful of the virus cards, because you can just like tribute Diabolos and call spells, and then they don't get to play Yugioh, especially if you're going up against a Pendulum matchup. I think you basically auto win the Pendulum matchup by declaring spells, because they just can't. I don't think they can play spell, like activate them. All spell cards, and destroy all cards of the type. Yeah, so if they activate it, I'm pretty sure it's destroyed automatically. So, for last cards in the pit, I play Free Mind Crush because going second, it's more viable. But in game 2, it's more viable. That's what I meant, because you know what they're playing, and calling Astrograph Sorcerer out of your opponent's hand. It's actually so powerful because I am a personal Pendulum player, so I know how much damage calling Astrograph player off their hand is. And free Dark Light, because you need some sort of way to like compete with more meta decks, and also there's a really fun interaction with pendulums, because after they pendulum summon, you can just tribute one of their monsters to like destroy all their special summon monsters, which is pretty nice with the Lair of Darkness field spell. Overall, a really powerful card, and that's the deck profile. And now I'm going to go over the cards that I didn't decide not to use in the deck. Over here. Decided not to Absolute King back Jack, because he's kind of slow. He fits more in burn decks than in this virus deck, because your normal summon is actually pretty important unless you have the Styron Street Patrol in your graveyard, so try not to play that. I was considering Link Kuriboh because if you tribute him, you go 1-for-1 essentially because you draw a card and it gives you auto protection. But at the end of the day, it's not that big, and you do need your normal summon. Tour Guide, absolutely play this in your deck if you have access to rank 3s. I'm just saying this. The only reason why I didn't play the deck is because within the budget deck profile of buying 3 of the decks, you do not have a use for Tour Guide per se, unless you have a virus card. But I don't think any of the level 3 fiends are actually strong enough to like trigger any of the virus cards. But absolutely play him if you have a rank 3. Curry Bandit, you need your normal summon and you're kind of sending stuff to grave, which is okay, but you don't want your Lair of Darknesses to go to grave or anything. It's actually decent, but it does require normal summon. I consider Plague Wolf once again, but it's apart from the purpose of making it big to trigger only one of your virus cards, there's not really much purpose to him. Phantom Chaos, there's nothing good in grave to copy. This is more better for what's it called? Sky Scourge. This card's okay too but you do need to swarm your board. Actually, this card is actually pretty good. I forgot about Lair of Darkness, so although I didn't consider this is actually a card you could play because you can just tribute all your opponent's monsters and it becomes really big, especially if you tribute 5. And then if it's normal special summon, you can act Darkest Diabolos back to hand, which I don't really see why, because Darkest Diabolos already has its own special effect. So I forgot about its other effect, but absolutely play maybe one of this because they come as well. Prometheus, it's kind of counterproductive considering it's only until the end of turn and you're getting rid of Dark Monsters from graveyard, which you rather get back to the hand. Dart Trains, it's big, but it doesn't do anything apart from that. Inferno Dragon, it's just terrible. Yeah, that's the 2/5. Yeah, it has 2,000 attack and it's a when destruction effect. Mist King, it takes up your normal summon and it's not big enough, or actually it doesn't have enough defense to trigger some of your virus cards. Lich Lord, I didn't play because I don't know how to get this onto the field that often and then summon it back to trigger another virus, and I don't think actually many viruses benefit off his stats. Vanity's Fiend, I was considering, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't versatile to have 2 normal summons, and you can't really normal summon outside because there aren't actually that much special summon effects. But then again, if you do play the Star in the Street Patrol, I guess you could summon off Vanity's Fiend off it, but it's kind of like a 2-card combo. Otherwise, this is just a brick. None of the normal Diabols because it can't be special summoned. This is only a big monster and does piercing, nothing else. Caius is alright, but you're really only removing one. Oh, you are removing 3 cards sometimes, but it requires tributing 2 monsters inherently and 1 tribute summoned monster, which you're not really doing because of Darkest Diabolos' special summon effect. Archfiend Emperor, the first Lord of Horror. He would be good if his stats didn't get halved. That's my only complaint about this card and why I decided not to play it. Those are the monsters I decided not to play. I just can't because these are unsleeved. We didn't play Boogie Trap because this is -2. Foolish. I don't see the point of it in the deck as of currently. If you do know why they included it in the structure deck, please let me know why, because I can't figure it out. Veil of Darkness. This only works during your draw phase, and it can be MST'd, Cosmic Cyclone, Twin Twisters, evenly matched. Lots of pop cards, so it's not really that versatile or good. Grave Grinning. Your opponent has a choice. They could just get rid of all the bad cards. It's effectively the worst virus card. Rise to Full Height, it's a trap card, so well, actually technically you have to trigger your trap cards. But it only doubles defense, and it becomes 0 at the end of the turn. Yeah. So I'm not really sure. It's more of like a super heavy samurai card. Well, I didn't really say play this. Trap of Darkness I was considering, but it's actually a really situational card for it to be used. Curse of Darkness, you have the 1000 damage. This really depends on the matchup. Your opponent can be playing Paleozoic, and this would not have an effect. And Sinister Yugioh, I was considering a card if I was going to run any higher level monsters for tribute summoning, but the only real big monster you want to play is Darkest Eyeballs, which already has its own self-summoning effect, so there wasn't really much points of Sinister Yugioh, and I'm pretty sure if one of those tribute summon cards leaves the field, this card's destroyed automatically. We will just double check that. No, oh wait, it has a protection effect. Actually, this might be good depending on the build you're building, so consider this in your build. But remember, this is only a guideline. So anyway, that's my take on the budget deck profile of the Lair of Darkness, and I did explain all my choices, and I even give you a few recommendations if you decide to play it. So please don't go to me in the comments below, and if you want, you can comment and tell me how you like to play the deck so that other people can see in the comments below. But anyways, this is Red Eye Stardust Dragon out.